Let's go. What's up, everyone? John here, staff software engineer, 10 plus years of experience, lead maintainer of Latterly.io. That's an open source educational platform and networking platform for engineers, primarily targeted at engineers, but there are soft skills that other professionals can use. You can sign up for free. And today we are working on this pull request, which closes issue 374. This is making candidate years of experience searchable. So today, if you go to the community tab, you can see that there are community members open for work. By the way, you can make a free profile and mark open to work, and this list gets sent to recruiters. So you may get some contacts out of it. However, recruiters have told me that this is not like the most informative list. It just says like, okay, these people are open to work. If you click in, you might be able to, if they filled it out, you can see some stuff like a blurb, but a lot of people are not making use of these features. Or a contact email or a LinkedIn. Even me, here's mine. Hey, I like potato. That's like a testing value basically, but that's also in production. So let me put my LinkedIn here. So what would be better is if people can list their skills and stuff, right? People can list their skills and stuff. So we've updated the settings form in previous streams. This is all saved to YouTube. You can check the bio. And these fields are now available. What are my top skills, top services, top networking reasons? Okay. They're currently saved, but we have some to-do items. One is, let's verify that that form persists. I think it's working last time I checked. Famous last words. So we want to make sure it's working in terms of persistence to the database. Then we want to enable profile display. And that is when I put my LinkedIn URL here and when I say that Python is one of my top skills. So let's save that. Okay, cool. Yeah, that got wiped, so we'll need to fix that. But let's assume that it worked. Now I want it to show under my actual public profile. Okay, so the LinkedIn is showing up, but the networking reasons, services, and skills are not currently showing up. So we want to add that. Want to add it to this public profile view right here and then make it searchable here. So right now I can search for potato and then I come up because I talk about a potato here. But I also want to be able to search for Python. And if someone today were sort of like using that blurb, they could say like, I'm an expert Python developer, and the result would show here, but no one is actually using that. So having a more specific, instead of like an about me blurb, making it really clear, like this is about your top skills, I think that's going to make that more helpful. And that's for recruiter usage. And then what about for peer usage? For peer usage, what if I want to go network with some of these people? Showing that they have top reasons for networking on this view would be convenient, because then I could go, oh, mock interviews. Let's go get some mock interviews with Jamal. So that's the idea. So let's get into it. Make sense? Hope that makes sense. Thanks for the follow. That is Matt. Thank you for the follow. Consider throwing some likes on the video. We're just getting started. That will help the algorithm send it around so other people can learn. All right, so let's dive in. I want to go back to this form where the top skills was not persisting. So let me open up the network tab. Is Vue.js worth it to learn? Vue.js is great to learn. I would prioritize React above Vue.js. So if you want to pick, it's not that Vue.js is the best. I think React is a better option. But first of all, if you already know React, maybe you're trying to broaden, Vue.js could be an option. Or if you're just like really into it for some reason, you can get a job with it. You can get a job with it. So I would not make that my number one choice, but it's on the table. The number one recommendation from the Latterly standard curriculum is to learn React, by the way, just to make that clear. So I would consider Vue.js the second best option, but if you already know React, extending into Vue or Angular could be smart. Okay, so I'm opening up the network tab. Here we go. We're going to submit. It says it updated successfully, but it vanishes. What if I refresh the page? It's not there. Let me check the database on the other screen. We're over 400 signed up users now on the website. Love that. And so what's my, I think I'm 416 is my user ID. Well, it does say profile top skills in the database. Okay, so it's saved to the database, but it's not rehydrating. Good. Okay. What if I look on the server here? I can log it somewhere. So here we are in the settings form wrapper. Control-Shift-F, Control-V, enter. Here is the page, the settings page. Next.js uses file-based routing. So you can see on the file system, it's settings/page, and that will map to the route settings. Make sense? So here, I'm using that wrapper, and I'm going to be passing it my data. Here's the initial settings. So it's coming out of user settings form.parse. So something could be going wrong here. Here I will console.log. Raw settings, I actually want to do the profile top skills. Okay. And while we're at it, we can do years of experience, top networking reasons. And there was another array like here. Highest degree, but that's not it. It's like services. Profile top services. Profile top services. So if you're like a mentor and you want to offer like mock interviews, resume review, one-on-one coaching, something like that, you'll be able to offer it through the site. Let's do highest degree as well. Okay, so we'll just log these. Okay, cool. So at this point, Python is coming through, and then the networking reasons isn't there. Degree. Oh, degree's not even on the form. Okay, so let's add that. Form wrapper, we'll dive into we're gonna have to update the schema. That's okay. So let me sort these. Just keep them alphabetical. Here's form values. So it's a nullable optional string in the form. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so this is the schema update. So from the schema perspective, we're good, but it's still not the form. The actual input field for the user is not there. So that's not in the wrapper. That is in the actual form. Yeah, and it's not here. So this will be a string. We can do this. Yeah, maybe after the LinkedIn makes sense. I think so. Placeholder. That'll be a fine placeholder. I want to suggest to the user that they can mark some college. Good, and that gets in the view. High school, some college. And so here I'll say PhD. I'll even say PhD econ. Why not? Does it rehydrate? Okay, so that appears to have persisted. Let me look on the, oh, current job title. I think that should go above years of experience. We'll do the current job title, and I also on the database have current job company. And it's not current company, it's current job company. Okay. Maybe I'll give this a different section like employment info. Skills and experience, and we'll make this an H4. I'll end this after here. So it's a section within a section. I think that's fine. And then open to relocation. Here's a checkbox field. So where do we want that? Before or after? Let's do that before. I want this has open to relocation. Cool, and I'll give that a little bit of top margin. MT2, we'll try. Yeah, okay, and that's what everybody else is using, so it lines up perfectly. Good, looks good. Open to relocation. Thanks for the follow. It's Amur. Shinra says, are you familiar with Quick? It's about hydration. Nope. In says, for a given URL in the browser, that path corresponds to the file in your pages folder. Exactly. That is file-based routing. Is this Python? Nope, TypeScript. By the way, nullable is optional, so no need to put in nullable, I think. That is incorrect in TypeScript. The optional correlates to the undefined data type. Super annoying JavaScript web development thing. In Python world, you're right, null and optional would be equivalent. You would get the none in either case. But in web development, you need to account for optionality as distinct from nullability, unfortunately. Wow, Django looks different here. This is not Django. We're using Next.js. Social media growing faster than tech. Opinion? Question mark. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's right. So what, 8 billion plus people on the planet, and they're getting onto social media quickly. And only a small percentage of them are getting into the tech industry, right? I think that's right. So what would be the implication of that question? I don't encourage you to go into like social media marketing over a software engineering role, if that's what you're asking. So the fact that the consumer demography is moving in one way, that's loosely related to the labor economics. And so software engineering is still going to be a much more lucrative field. I mean, you can go to Indeed and check it out. Check it out yourself. Social media marketer salary. Right, so this is like half of what an engineer could expect. Paid search, social media ads management job. Yeah, no, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. But I do recommend that software engineers create content. So I'm a software engineer and I'm creating content for you right now, right? So I think it's a great way to build your network and increase your brand, professional brand awareness. So you can think of the professional brand just like you think of an ordinary brand. So you might market a commercial brand. You should also be marketing your professional brand, and that'll help you generate inbound leads. In 2024, I was laid off, and I was able to get a job offer within a month. Half of my interviews, my first round interviews, were inbound. And that's due to a combination of social networking, which is crucial in the job search, and then also content creation. Two pillars of the laterally job search techniques that many engineers just totally miss. And they're really, really powerful levers. So I do think you should take advantage of fast growth of social media by being a content creator, not by seeking a job as a social media marketer. Okay, what have I done here? Skills and experience. This looks good. That has a text XL. I want to make sure that it's smaller than the public profile text XL. They're both text XL. So skills and experience, I can specifically call it text L. I guess it's going to be LG. Yeah, text LG. And now it looks a little bit more like it's a subsection under the public profile as intended. So I think that's good. Okay, let's make sure we add these other things to the schema. Current job company, current job title. Current job company, current job title. Highest degree is already here. Company, title, highest degree. Years of experience is already working. Okay, and then we just jump down to has open a relocation. Cool. I don't think we missed anything, did we? We will find out. We will find out because it won't work. Okay, so we've got these items over here, has open a relocation. Let's make sure they're in the wrapper over here. Now the current job company, these will fall back to an empty string. I guess they can be, let me double check the schema. Control P, laterally, IO, Prisma. That defaults to false, that's fine. And then these default to an empty string, company and title. Yeah. Okay, so they aren't actually optional or nullable in this case. They are strings, which is nice. What about highest degree? Is that also a string? Yeah, why not also make this a default empty string? Why not? Why not? There's some inconsistency with my strings here. That makes me sad. I'll leave it alone. I don't want to change too much. But it does make me a little bit sad that it's inconsistent. I know I shot myself in the foot with that, huh? So highest degree, yeah, okay, then it looks good. What are you using for forms? We love Zod. Zod. And then I'm using React Final Form with Zod, both of them. I don't believe in writing thank you letters. Opinion? That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I really wouldn't write a whole letter. You could, like, if they send you an email and they're like, hey, here's our decision, you can reply back with thanks, especially if it appears to be like a handwritten decision as opposed to a form letter. If it's a form letter, maybe no one's even going to read your stuff. So I might reply back with like a thank you, or like, thanks for your time, thanks for your consideration. You know, if you have anything in the future, I'd still be interested if that's true. But yeah, don't spend much time on it. I don't believe in myself opinion. Well, I don't know you, Ryan. So I can't give you much information there. Feel free to book a one-on-one call or share some details about yourself. But I would say that in general, here's a cup half full thing that I like to say, and I think the evidence supports it. Most interested individuals, that is most people who try coding and want to continue. So they give it a try and they go, yeah, I could see myself doing this professionally. Most people who take that step can become engineers. What state management do you use in real projects? Well, I have a SQL database, Supabase. That's where most of my application state is. And then we have React state and context. So no, I'm not using anything like a Redux or anything like that. I don't have a need for it. In fact, I think it gets in the way. Ryan says, I wasn't talking about coding. Well, I was. So if you have one thing that you're good at, why would that not leak into generally believing in yourself? If you can become a good programmer, then you have some functional value in society, right? Here you are having fun in the community, though. Here you are having fun in the community. So you're already adding value, Ryan. So I already like you, Ryan. Brent, thanks for the follow. Okay, so let's add these as well since we're doing all this stuff. What did I add? Open a relocation is really the only other one missing. Okay, and that's coming through as false. Let me check it. Let me check it as true to make sure that that's working. All right, reload the page, check the server, and it comes in as true. Okay, so open a relocation is working. What about highest degree? Right, PhD in econ is working, it's persisting. Years of experience, we know that that's working. So it's really down to these 3 array likes that are being annoying. Let me commit all of these, but unstage the console logs. Okay, and the feature here is more, or it'll be the skills and experience thing. Ryan, do you have any skills or experience? I believe in you, Ryan. Thanks for doing this. Since the advent of AI, a lot have forgotten about coding. Oh, I'm still an AI first developer. I'm using Cursor Composer right here. I have the Composer right here, but you use it when it's useful, right? You don't just blindly scream text into the AI. It's like a recipe for disaster. But I'm still all about the AI. All about the AI. Sky Surfer, thanks for the follow. Shinra says, always believe, Ryan, you can make it. Right on. We love a positive community, yeah? Absolutely, that's what we're here for. Okay, so I'll do all 3 fields. How about bananas in pajamas? I know you like the tab working. The tab is flawless, right? So we got bananas in pajamas. Oh, they're all wiped. That means we're failing to get them. Oh, well, they're here. So we're successfully getting them. Are we failing to parse them? So let's move down here. This is called deductive troubleshooting, y'all. Deductive troubleshooting. Since I proved that it's from here and I moved it down a line, by the process of deduction, I would know that the root cause is here. Does that make sense? Z. Okay, so we're still getting it even after parsing. So it's not a parse issue. Let me cut these logs. And I will step into the form wrapper. Initial settings. So here's settings. Ooh, I got it. We're not deserializing properly. That's the issue. That's the issue. Okay, so where are the settings passed in? Here's the settings. Into the form. So in this form, here's the initial values. We can confirm, but I bet I still have the initial values right here. I bet I still have them. Did you see that? I just tab. That was cursor. That wasn't, I didn't have to write it. So now, even in the UI, I'm still getting the right values, but they are not populated into the field. And that's a serialization issue because the field is expecting a chip component and these are string arrays. So that's the coercion I need to do. Your thoughts between Next.js and Nuxt. This is, you don't need to ask for opinion, y'all. I'm a data guy. So go over to Indeed. How many job counts? 25 jobs for Nuxt. 25 jobs for Nuxt. Next.js. 200 plus. What if I use the period there? 800 plus. So about 40 times better to go for Next.js. Does that sound right to you? It sounds right to me. Composer is better than Copilot. Yes, absolutely. I definitely recommend Cursor over Copilot. Okay. Just joining. What's happening? D-Salon. Cool name. D-Salon. So we're working on latterly.io. Link is in the bio. You can sign up for free. This is an open source education platform. And if you go to the community profiles in production right now, there's only a limited set of data. We're trying to extend that with a bunch more data, like years of experience, degree, are you open to relocation, this kind of stuff. Does that make sense? So you'll be able to go create a portfolio, and then that'll go to recruiters. And recruiters will be like, oh, that guy, he's open to relocation. Maybe I should ping him. That guy knows Python. That guy knows JavaScript, whatever. Do you recommend using Indeed to apply as well? Yes, absolutely. So if you go to latterly.io, if you go to the blog article number 4, top job boards. Here are the recommended job boards. Here you go. There are 8 of them. And then there's a few job search tools. They're not job boards, but they're still useful. Can someone apply for Nigeria? Yeah, it's possible. I don't know how many jobs there are, but you can go look. I think it's a small market, bro, to be honest with you. But what if I go software engineer and then I say Nigeria? No, I don't know. Is Indeed even supporting Nigeria? You might need to use different job boards. Does LinkedIn have Nigeria? Looks like LinkedIn is still supporting Nigeria. You go to the subdomain ng.linkedin, you can find the jobs. So there's some jobs there. Oh, even Indeed does work, but you have to go to ng.indeed. There you go. So as long as you're getting to the right job board, then you can find the roles. Can you search in Philippines? Let's take a look. There's some jobs, right? There's some jobs. I'm not going to go searching through each country, but you get the idea of how to do that. A bunch of these will not work. I think LinkedIn and Indeed will be your main two. The other ones may not be very helpful out of US. I don't like well-found. Opinion? Yeah, skip it. That's fine. It's number 6. I mean, it's not number 1 for a reason. It's like pretty far down the list. But it's like Johnny Depp. He's like the worst pirate you've ever heard of. Oh, but you have heard of me. So well-found is like, it's not even in the top half of the top boards, but it is in the top boards. So, you know, there's going to be startup jobs. Maybe you don't want a startup job, then you can avoid it. But if you are interested in startup jobs, I think it's a mistake to skip. How many years of experience do you have? 11. Do you have a roadmap for software developer? I do. You go to Latterly, you sign up for free. And it's the standard checklist right here. This is a roadmap. Good questions, chat. Thanks for being here. By the way, y'all, you can go over to YouTube. Link is in my bio. And these streams will be recorded there. Lots of live streams and longer form content that you won't see on TikTok. How many leak code questions have you done? Like 65? Let's see. How can I see that easily for you? Oh, 71. We're over 70 now. Look at that. Go team. Do you stream from Windows or Linux? I stream from Windows. So TikTok does not have live stream from Mac, correct? Right? I do most of my work on a Mac. I love Mac, but it doesn't do well for streaming. I think he's asking you personally leak code. Are you asking me or someone else? I just showed you. That was my, did you see my completion number? Maybe you missed it. This is the number that I have solved. This is the number that I have solved. That's me. That's me. You were talking about startup jobs. Keep going. Yeah, there's not much more to add. It's just that job board, well found. Blog article number 4, top recommended job boards. Well found specializes in startups. So that's the interesting thing there. But really, any of these 4 will have a bunch of hits for startups, as well as LinkedIn and Indeed. So I think really just interviewing.io is, even they have some startups. All of these have some startups, man. It's just the level of focus. So well found is like 100% focused on that niche. Do you work remotely? I do. You've only done 65 your whole life? Well, we just checked. It was 71. But yeah, that's right. I've only done 71. Let's see. Basically, yes. I mean, there's other platforms that are not leak code. So like Algo Expert. I'm not allowed to stream Algo Expert because of their terms of use, but I've done a couple dozen over there. And then there's all the ones that I've done in the interview setting, right? Or in interviewing.io. I've done probably a dozen there. So I've done more than 71 different algorithms, but on the leak code platform itself. How my algos have you done leak code or others? Yeah, probably somewhere between 1 and 200. I don't know. It's hard to get an exact number, right? Somewhere between 1 and 200, I think. Wow, wait. If I think of formation, I did formation as well. I don't know if it makes me higher than 200, though. Somewhere between 1 and 300. Somewhere between 1 and 300. Have you worked at Fang? I did previously work at Amazon. I also turned down an offer from Google. And then I failed the meta loop. I failed the meta loop twice, so that hurts. I need to grind a little harder if I'm going to go over there. So if I do 200, I will be a winner. Hey, you don't need to, like, don't clone me, bro. Like, the advice is on the website, okay? Here's the kata advice, blog article number 3. Go to the blog. So things that I have done, that doesn't mean that it's the best thing for you to do. So my recommendation to you is in this blog. And if I do 200, I will be a winner. It's just like a wrong mindset, okay? The correct mindset is that as you do more, your probability of passing the interview increases up to some limit. And that limit is around 500 problems. That doesn't mean you need to do 500 problems. It means that as you do more, your probability of passing the interview will go up. But you should start interviewing as soon as you've done 5 or 10. Even if you've done 0, I think you should start applying. And then before your first interview, try to get 5 in. Positive minds only, bro. No competition. Yeah, there you go. Shinra for the win. Shinra for the win. Over 500 likes, chat. Thank you so much for the likes. Doing 200 would be like better than doing 100, but I'm not prescribing for you to do 200. No. For me to give detailed, personalized advice to you, I need to know more about your situation. I do think as part of your regular, just like life, having a certain amount of time each week to practice leak code is a good idea. So yeah, dude, I think that even if you're employed and you're not even searching, doing 2 or 3 leak code problems a week is a good idea. And then come back in a year and you'll have done 100, right? So, but no, saying like do 200 problems and you're a winner is bad advice. I'm not saying that. Hope that was clear. Okay, so this thing, I need to rehydrate these. It is the initial values. The initial values. Profile, top skills. Chip collection. Here's the initial values. Ah, there's the problem. You see? It is being hard-coded as a empty list. Empty list. How do I do these in my other components? Let's look at the not the checkbox field. Let's look at the string text, labeled text field. So it's just passed in this way through the destructuring. Input. That is a field input props. So the value is assigned that way. Okay, so I don't use the initial. I don't use the initial value. I just set the value. Let's try that. Let's try not using any initial value. That worked. It's amazing. Bananas, top networking reasons. Casual chat. Top services, say practice interview. Top skills, Python, TypeScript. Oh, that should be one. Python, TypeScript. Looks like persist. Looks like a persist, huh? Are you using OBS? I am using Streamlabs. By the way, laterally perks, I think, I think you can get a Streamlabs discount. Yeah. So 7-day free trial if you use the latterly.io/perks. Whole bunch of different discounts over here. 50% off Codecademy. Please do not pay full price for Codecademy, bro. Taro's awesome. Shout out Taro. You should visit the Latterly Perks page. I'm just saying. There's so many discounts. So many discounts. Okay. Let me clear my logs. Wow, one line change, you gotta love it. So this is fix, load, initial. And let me do one more thing here. If it's empty, let's say I don't have any skills. Truth is, I don't have any skills, chat. Okay, it still works. All right, since I removed that default to empty list, I was wondering if it was going to scream at me, but it looks fine. Load initial array-like settings. Where's everyone calling in from? How are y'all doing? We'll need to come back and fix the build issues. So that corrects the form. Good. Now I want to go look at my profile. Control C, grabbing this unique string blurb. Narrow the searches by looking for the right angle, which will indicate the beginning of, or the end of the open tag of some element. Okay, so we have two candidates here. And I know this is the right candidate because this is under the Latterly IO folder. This is under a legacy Blitzout folder. We're not using that. So this is the one I'm interested in. I can prove that just by adding some Z's or adding some test characters. Hey, I like potatoes. So you see it updated the form. I noticed a bunch of formatting changes. So I'm going to go ahead and commit these so that I don't noise ladder commits. So this will be chore format. Really, I should just go do a format across the repo in a different PR. But here we are. Okay. I could use cursor here. I could use cursor here. I'll say update the user profile. Let me make sure I have the right data. So here's get user, and what's the return type? We got all this stuff. Top networking reasons, top skills, top services, years of experience. Let's not do US state, but we'll add the residence country. Has open a relocation. Good. Good, 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 good. Oh, highest degree. Yep, let's get that. See, we're using AI. We're using AI, believe it or not. And I don't really like this paragraph. This user has not completed any checklists. That seems demeaning, so I want to silence that. So I'll just say null. Yeah, that seems better. Andrew, thank you for the likes. So let's update the user profile to make to render new public profile fields. Okay, so cursor's updating it. In the meantime, let me commit what I just did. Yeah, I don't want residence U.S. state. It was a little too exuberant in adding that. So nice. It made the chips for me, dude. I love that. Okay, so John, open to relocation. Hey, I like potatoes. I do. What can I say? Services offered, practice interview, networking interest, casual chat. Where are my skills at, homie? Oh, I don't have any skills, right? That's what I said. White belt, ninjutsu. Oh, you know what? Here's a skill I got. Chug room temp coffee. You don't see a lot of people doing that, but I can do it. Test me, bro. I think this looks good, dude. What am I missing here? Years of experience, 11. That's missing. Highest completed degree is missing. So I'm staging this. Profile highest degree is here. How long does it take to develop a website in a job setting? To go from idea to an MVP depends on the company. Different companies have sort of different regulations in place. And it depends on the use case. An internal website is typically quicker to ship than a public external website. But let's go for the happy path. We'll do both, happy path and sad path estimation. So for a happy path, for an internal website that's a relatively simple internal website, you can get one out in a month. You can get an MVP out in a month. And then if they work, they're never really done. They become living, maintained streams of work, and you just keep working on them. You intake feature requests, and it's a ongoing life cycle. So the idea of a complete website, there's not really an idea of a complete website. There's the idea of milestones. Like we got this to this level of maturity. So the MVP would be sort of the minimal level of maturity. And a happy path, you can get that done in a month. And a SAD path, let's say you have a complex site, you need to work with a bunch of teams, you need to convince legal, you want to do staging in production environments, your DevOps team is strapped, you're not allowed to do DevOps, so you got to keep waiting on them. Yeah, I mean, the list could go on about, so yeah, you could take 2 quarters. It's really hard for me to say 3 quarters. Like, even in a slow company, bureaucratic, so many roadblocks, 3 quarters feels like somebody screwed up at that point. So you can say that, right? Like, the time it takes if somebody screws up, well, the thing may never ship if enough people screw up. So how sad do you want the SAD path to be? But I think in terms of, like, if there's a slow process, but there's still competent teams and no one really messes up, it's just a slow process, I think it feels like the upper limit would be the 6-month mark. Chat, what do you think? Does that seem right to you? So I think you're looking at 1 to 6 months, unless people are making like serious mistakes. Okay, so yeah, skills, I got skills now. Where's my years of experience? How many P? Do you mean how many points? Points is not that hard of a word to type out. Go ahead and type it out if that's what you mean. How many people? How many people work on a website? It varies. Once again, you could have as few as 1 engineers. You would not typically see 1 person. Like, that engineer is typically going to work with a product manager or something. Yeah. Again, there's always these edge cases. And a true startup that just launched, and it's like you have the technical founder and the non-technical founder. Like, you could just have 1 dude who's crazy, right? Just like 1 dude doing everything. Those exist. It's just not typical. Yeah, so in the typical world, you would have a 2 pizza team or smaller. So an agile team, there's this idea of a 2 pizza team. It's large enough that 2 pizzas can feed everybody. So this is like roughly in the range of like 3 to what, 12? I think 12 would be considered pretty big even. Maybe 3 to 8. I think there's a lot of websites out there though that only have 1 or 2 engineers. So I'll go anywhere between 2 and 8. That would be my bet if I had to put a wager on it. And I'm thinking about engineers there. So you could have also an engineering manager. You could also have a product person. You might have a QA. In Agile, there's also this idea of the 3 amigos, that you have an engineer, a product manager, and then like a tester. So yeah, I would go anywhere between 3 and 8, including non-engineering staff. Again, if I had to put a gamble on it. And I think that would cover your 80%, and then there's 20% that's just going to be weird. Okay, years of experience is not showing up here. What's going on? Ooh, okay, it nested years of experience. That's a mistake. Years of experience should not be nested under job title. Flatten the current position block so that one. Is not conditionally rendered on job title. Instead, all fields are rendered if and only if the value itself is present. And then 2, that's so weird. Why is it job title? Okay, no, that's fine. The way it's handling at is fine. So this is really the only change that I want to do. Reshaping these to break out education from experience. So experience, experience, education. Let's put the about up top above all that. So does contact and link at the end make sense? No, I think that should go up by the about. Okay, cool. So hey, I'm John. I like potatoes. Here's my link. Here's my skills and my networking interests. And experience and education. So we can condition the whole div. We can condition the whole div on whether they have a degree? No. Whether they have a job or a company or years of experience. I think it looks good. Let's look at a couple other people's profiles. Okay, open to work, shoutouts enabled. Let's go, Tiana, gang. This is a good one, yo. Slay. Yo, what? From the Marine Corps to software development. That's fire, dude. She's got a favicon and everything. Matthew. Matthew is passionate about making the world a better place. Let's go, Matthew. W. Matthew. Yo, there's some cool people on Latterly. I'm not going to lie. That's awesome. And yeah, everybody's profile is looking better, right? Like, does anyone's profile look worse based on these changes? What about Mike? I don't think it looks worse. It's just kind of empty. Adam. Oh no. I'll have to let Adam know about that. Okay, I think this looks good. So what's the feature here? The feature is better profile pages. All right, and now let's go to the community page. We updated the individual profile pages. Now let's update the community page, which is a directory of profiles. So what do I want on here? Blog. Yeah, I want to like flag if they're uncontactable. Like in this case, there's no way for the recruiter to contact Ruby, so why is the recruiter clicking in? Paul Shepard, philosopher turned coder. So, if they have an email or LinkedIn or portfolio, I want to include that. Years of experience, I want to include that. Oh, maybe recruiters would care if they are a minority, like a diverse candidate. Is there anything else? I'll ask recruiters if they have other diversity criteria. Oh, right gender. I'm a career switcher. I think that's interesting and diverse. I come from a lower income background, but I feel like no one cares about that stuff, sadly. All right, let's see how, this wasn't the world's best prompt, but let's see how Composer does with this. People care, I do. Thanks, Runny Yanni. Did you say low income background? Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in a rough neighborhood back in Texas. What program is this? This is do you mean what program am I using my IDE? That's Cursor. It's called Cursor. And then the program we're developing is called Latterly. Thank you. Very welcome. Thanks for the question. Thanks for being here, Paul. Okay, so we updated this interface, profile top skills. And a whole bunch of other stuff here. It's really, really mad. Let's go see. Yeah, they're looking pretty good, huh? Although they're taking up more real estate, which I'm not crazy about. Open to work, LinkedIn. How many are on one tab? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So it's 20. So maybe I should knock it down to 10, huh? It says chugging room temp coffee. Let's go. You know what? I kind of like it, dude. I kind of like it. What is the purpose of Latterly? Job posting? So Latterly is a platform that helps you learn to code and land your first or next programming role, as well as grow your social and professional networks. So it's a skill development and networking platform. Does that make sense? It's not just job posting. No, job posting is it doesn't even include job posts on it. There's no job. No one is posting jobs to Laterally. You can build a public profile, kind of like you might do with Codecademy or LinkedIn. But currently, no one is posting jobs to Laterally. All right, I kind of want to knock it down to 10. Learn to code, perfect, it's so needed. I agree. I agree. We'll knock these items per page down to 10. How do we look on mobile? It looks good, right? Cool. And so one of the things about 10 per limit is like given for a recruiter, given my search criteria, I get a top 10 list, which is kind of cool. So far, so good. All right. I want the open to work to be clickable. Let's see. It looks good, but why is it so mad? Nope, it's not effective. Open to work is not being passed to the API. Update filters, paginated user query. Okay, so we need to update this. Update the TRPC user router. Oh, did that fix it? Boolean is not assignable to type string. That should be Boolean. if we have if we have specified open to work, cool. So how about now? Okay, now it seems to be working, right? No, the undefined case is going falsy, which is bad. The open to work filter is pretty good. Sorted by sign up date. I don't really like that it's sorted by sign up date either. Okay, that looks better. As contact, we'll say that the profile contact email is not null. Or. Update the TRPC user routers get paginated users method. That bit is, oh, okay, that bit is fine. Yeah, why is it filtering them? Because it's coming in as false, is that the issue? I'll just do the positive only. I'll just do the positive check only. So if it's off, I get everybody, and if it's on, I just get those people. Good, that's what I want. Email or LinkedIn. Good. How is that working? I'm perplexed by that. Is that coincidental? What if they only have LinkedIn? So Tiana only has LinkedIn, and she's filtered out. So if you have contact, then I want to say or. Okay, so this is what's wrong. I want to, don't leave me alone, cursor. I want to say or. I'm doing something wrong here. I want to say or. Oh, you're supposed to be inside of a brace. Okay. Fun fact, software engineers in Albania earn $1,000 a month salary. Whoa. Is that a fun fact? Fun for who? Okay, so profile, contact, email, or the LinkedIn one. Good. So now if you have your LinkedIn and not your email, I'm still saying that you're contactable. Cool. This is working pretty good. Pretty well. Now, what if I look for Python? Nope, that's still not there. Okay, search term, profile blurb, or name first, name last. Or profile top skills. Okay. Coffee. Whoa, that just got way slower, huh? I did something wrong. What did I break? So the array like cannot have a search in it. Is that what I'm getting? I think so. I think that's what I'm running into. Okay, so the blurb or the first name or the last name. Blurb or the first name or the last name. I'll stage this for now, and then I need to come back and figure out how to do... I'll ask Cursor, update the TRPC router's get pagination method. When a search term is present, we query like how can I incorporate support for the string array values? This way, if a user has a Python skill, then a recruiter can search Python and find them. All right? So let's look at what it did here. Oh, it just says has instead of contains. Love it. Awesome use of a language model right there. So now I want to say temp coffee in caps. Nope. Unknown argument mode. Array functions. Oh no. Okay, I'd rather force these to always be lowercase. I'd rather force these to always be lowercase. Do you work using AI in your job too? I thought AI produces garbage code. I do use AI in my job. And you can see how it does. It gets some things right and some things wrong. And so you don't just send the AI code directly to production. We have to review it. All right, so the search should be faster now. Now let's say temp coffee. You get nothing. Temp coffee. Ooh, still none. Coffee. There I am. So why do I lose my coffeeness? Oh, that's a different John Vanderveer. Oopsie. Let's see, I guess that's... What would be the use case here? Someone is searching Python, someone is searching AWS, whatever. So I think this behavior is fine, actually. And it's just my little fake skill over here, chug group, that's just not a good skill. It should say coffee. So we go to my settings. And now I have both Johns. Let's go. Nice. So this looks good. So this is feet search chips. But now I need to go ensure from the settings form. Really, I can do this on the server side, but let's go look in the settings form. They always need to be coerced to lowercase. So here's handle submit. Good, it captured that I want it lowercase. And I will extract this so that I can have a common interface here. And I will call this, oh, that's, yeah. I will call this, what will I call this thing? Chip data. I don't know that that's helpful. String list data. Lowercase string list. Okay, so now if I go to my settings and I try to say ninjutsu and I save this, it'll say successful and it'll lower it for me. Yeah, buddy. And that's a server-side validation. Yeah, buddy. Optional or nullable, this is working fine. Just let it go. I don't actually know how to do ninjutsu. Please don't contact me about that. Test for edge cases too. What's an edge case? Hit me. I'm starting to get tired here. Hit me with your edge case. Null number long sentence. So what do you mean by null? Just a null search? Yeah, that works. Chinese letters. we don't need to do this stuff. The ORM will handle it, but we can try it. It's just going to give me an empty result. It's just, it doesn't match anything. So are we slicing? Okay, it's slicing 3. All right, that's fine. I don't care if it's if they slice 3. Okay. Has networking, I don't want the search term to go here. I just want this to be Booleanish. Has Why do you choose web development instead of mobile dev, DevOps, IT admin, security, etc.? So job count, that's the answer. Security is a niche, cyber like mobile development is a niche. You can go over to indeed.com. and say mobile developer. So mobile, 7K plus jobs. Software engineer, 52K plus jobs. I'm not specifically a web developer, by the way, but web development is just an easy way into software development. But even if I was just a web developer, that would be like twice as many as the mobile jobs. There's a bunch of cybersecurity here, but if you look through it, it's tougher than it seems. You're going to need certifications and stuff. And they don't pay as well. Okay, cool. Let's see, I can probably do this myself, right? So, data, users, I could probably extract this to a different page. That would make a lot of sense. So this is a list of users. Then we'll go all the way down here. No results found. There we go. MY4. I don't know that that helps anything. I think it's fine. The indentation looks slightly off to me. I think it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. Like, I don't think it changes much. That's fine. All right, chat. Fixing the build. I'm going to save that for the next stream. So if that sounds exciting to you, I'll see you next time. James Grant. I just now saw your comment.